welcome to the stream, guys. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys had a nice weekend. It didn't happen a lot on this weekend, but today there's actually forming a couple of nice setups, I have to say. I'm on my list that I want to trade Pengu. Pump Fun is also looking nice. Hype actually not. Ethereum is looking quite decent. And I'm also interested in Bitcoin. So these are the coins that I'm looking to get a position on. Other than that, if you guys have any coins that you want me to look at, especially when it comes to breakout coins, right? I want to trade mainly breakout coins for the challenge. I think Kaito is also interesting, even though it's just kind of dumping, but there's also opportunity in coins dumping, right? Pengu Pumping Bro, can you show me some Woods levels? Yes, I can do that. I saw that you're also trying to get access as well, right? R9 Big Man. But you got to, you have to put in a little bit more volume to get the indicator. But I'm sure you're gonna get there eventually. All right. So I want to start with Bitcoin as per usual. Just have a quick look for Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin is in a pretty tight range at the moment. But in my opinion, it's starting to look really nice. I feel like I'm kind of the only bullish person at the moment. Like I only see people that want to blindly short anything. But I don't think it's wise to short right at the moment, right? Even though we do have bearish diversions, or we had bearish diversions on the 4-hour chart. As you can see, like Bitcoin managed to keep the market structure, right? It's still forming higher lows all the way. And yes, it had some bearish diversions, but like it didn't really pull back or anything. This is, for me, is a signal for strength. And you can see like this 4-hour candle that we just had right here. This is a really strong continuation signal for me. Because if Bitcoin were bearish, it shouldn't have closed back above, In my opinion, Bitcoin should have rejected right here, but it didn't. So for me, this is a signal for continuation. Obviously, the market is pumping into a Sunday, which always is kind of sus. But nonetheless, the market structure and the price action is bullish in my opinion. It closed above this high right here. This was the major trigger for me to get long. So I'm in a long position right now on Bitcoin. And I'm just gonna wait and see if Bitcoin reaches these highs right here. I do think Bitcoin should be able to get towards the highs and sweep them. And this is where I would be potentially looking for a quick short scalp. But however, I am in a long position on Bitcoin right now, and I'm waiting to see Bitcoin hitting 67K. The problem with me getting more volume is that I actually trade on OKX, bro, and not on Brofin. Should I just switch completely to get my access? I mean, if you want to gain access, yeah, I would do that. But if you prefer OKX, that's fine as well. Like, we are not forcing you guys to switch exchanges, etc. But you're getting something back, right? If you use our ref link and the exchanges that we provide. So if you want access, definitely consider switching completely to Brofin. I know that Brofin is also trying to get MiCA compliant for the EU. So if you're in the EU, Brofin should be MiCA compliant as well in the future. So I'm not too worried about that. At least that's the intel that I got so far. We are also trying to work something out with OKX, but it's kind of hard to do this. I don't know if it's gonna be possible, but we're trying. Anyways, for me, Bitcoin looks bullish. Obviously, there's still almost 8 hours left for the weekly close, right? But if I look at the weekly, like it's still under resistance, right? Speaking from the weekly time frame, it's still under this supply block, right? So this is resistance still right here, and it's still sitting under resistance. Maybe we get to try and push above this today and close above this resistance. If we close the weekly candle above this resistance, this would be actually really fucking bullish for me. This would mean that we are definitely going to be seeing like around 70 to 74k. I think this is very possible. But if it doesn't close the weekly above the resistance, there's still potential for Bitcoin to just chop around, take its time. Especially we have CPI and PPI coming up next week, I do believe. Let me actually check. If you guys didn't know, we also, in the premium indicator, you can check if there's gonna be FOMC, CPI, etc. coming up. Just gonna click on those. Alright, so we do have CPI on next Thursday, and we do have PPI next Friday. And then the next one is in September with FOMC. I think this is the big major one. But okay, we do have some implied volatility coming up next week on Thursday. So be aware of the CPI and PPI events. Huge in recent history, this hasn't meant a lot, but it always leads to some kind of volatility, right? So if you're already in a trade position, just be aware of these events, because it can rig you out of a trade and reverse back up, right? So maybe think about using a manual stop loss instead of a hard stop loss. And yeah, other than that, this is interesting. Let me turn them off. So yeah, for Bitcoin, I am in a long position. I'm actually in a pretty tight long position. So my entry, actually my entry is, where was it? Yeah, so my entry is right there, and my invalidation is actually just below the lows. So it's pretty tight. I might get stopped out of this, but I'm willing to risk it. I do believe like the risk to reward ratio is pretty nice, You are targeting essentially this liquidity. So you have 3.3% upside with only 0.6% downside. So I do think it's worth it to consider this trade. Because you will know when you're wrong, right? You will really quickly know if you're wrong. And I think if Bitcoin is bullish, it should hold this swing low right here. But if Bitcoin comes back down again below this swing low, this is not going to be looking the best, right? Because structurally it can still bounce around like 64k.4. Can definitely bounce there. And I will reconsider a long if it hits this level. But I don't want to essentially see Bitcoin closing below this swing low right here, because this could already be the swing low, right, for this market structure. And I don't want to see price action coming back below this again. I just want to see continuation and a actual breakout out of this range. And volatility is also increasing on the 4-hour. So for me, this increasing volatility is the main takeaway for me to say, okay, this is gonna be a range breakout. Or at least, I don't know the direction where it's gonna be breaking out, right? Like it can also break down to the downside. And also we'll just do this, sweep all of these lows, and then you can look for longs around this level. But this volatility on the 4-hour time frame is telling me, okay, we are gonna be seeing a breakout eventually next week. I don't think it's gonna be taking like a month more to have some clarity, you know? I do think Bitcoin is next week gonna be pumping either to 67k or down below towards 63k. So take your guess. Look for your bias. If your bias is long, if your bias is gonna be towards 67k, play that side. If your bias is gonna be towards 63k, play that side as well. Because I do think this range will be broken next week. At least that's what I'm getting from volatility. Alright, so that's it for Bitcoin. Let's have a look at Ethereum and Pumpfun and Pengu. Do you guys have any questions so far? And one thing why I'm even more bullish on Bitcoin, just for your guys' interest, you can see there how there was bearish divergence right here on the 4-hour time frame, right? But then you see that on the 4-hour RSI, the RSI actually managed to close above these highs, which means that this 4-hour bearish divergence is no longer valid, right? But if you go to the Ethereum, you can see that the 4-hour bearish divergence is still intact, right? So I'm more bullish on Bitcoin at the moment than I am on Ethereum, just because Ethereum has an active bearish divergence and Bitcoin doesn't. Now this is always a bit conflicting because you usually want to see the whole market heading into the same direction. So you want to see Bitcoin having no bearish divergence, but also Ethereum having no bearish divergence, right? So this can be a bit misleading and throw a shadow of a doubt, you know. But Bitcoin is definitely more bullish than Ethereum at the moment. So I'm not looking for too long Ethereum unless it breaks this 4-hour bearish divergence. But until that doesn't happen, I'm not looking to long Ethereum. I'm also not looking to short Ethereum because, well, I'm bullish on Bitcoin. So if I'm bullish on Bitcoin, I don't really like to short the market, right? Because usually Bitcoin leads the way. And if Bitcoin pumps, usually all other coins also pump as well. So I don't have too much to say on Ethereum. I'm just gonna be waiting if the 4-hour bearish divergence gets broken or not. If we look at Pumpfun is the overall outstander today. Like if you guys were in the last stream, I was talking about this Monday high range retest, and this was so perfect, right? You had this 4-hour demand zone right here. You had the Monday range high also there, and I was telling you guys this in stream that Pumpfun is very likely going to be retesting the Monday range high, and it did. And it also, I believe, it also had some nice bullish divergence on this retest. Did it actually? I think it did. Which time frame was it? Look. Hey yo, my indicator. Well, I thought it had a bullish divergence. Maybe I was wrong. No, I was not wrong. Okay, we had a bullish divergence on the 1 hour. Yeah, okay. So you saw this, right? I was telling you guys to look for potential longs on the Monday range high retest. You had this 4-hour demand zone right there, Then you had the Monday range high retest, and then on the 1 hour channel chart, you had this nice redive of bullish divergence, right? So you had triple bullish divergence, you had a demand zone, and you had the Monday range high retest. This was a perfect long. Sadly, I didn't take it because I was actually busy. I was actually busy watching a movie with my girlfriend at this hour. So this was happening around 11 p.m. for me, and I wasn't at the charts. So sadly I didn't take it, which pisses me off so much. So I missed this trade sadly, but I hope some of you guys managed to get this. If you missed this trade like I did, I managed to get a read entry. Not the best one, but you guys can see how you had the swing high right here, right? And as soon as Pump Fun closed a 4-hour candle above this level, with this candle, this was my signal to get long into Pump Fun again. So this was my signal to get long, and my invalidation was below this Woodsbot level right here. So this was my long on Pump Fun. It wasn't the best setup. Like I would have rather catch the range high retest, right? But this was my setup, and I'm already out of the trade because it hit my target. But I'm looking for another retest and re-entry on Pump Fun again. Especially when it comes to the Breakout account. So what I'm looking is actually to re-enter the same position again. So this was my Pump Fun position. Or actually no. So this was my Pump Fun position. Yeah. This was my Pump Fun position. And I'm looking to basically re-enter the same position again. The reason why is pretty simple. If I pull out my Fibonacci retracement, brought from the swing low towards the swing high, you can see there's this 0.5 Fibonacci level, and here's a 0.618. Ideally, I want to get this retest right here on the 0.618 because it also aligns. It also aligns with the retest of this support zone, right? You have this 4-hour support Woodsbot level. You have the Fibonacci levels lining up, so this would be the ideal setup for a long position. I'm gonna be taking this if there's some bullish divergence forming on your low time frame as well. And basically my invalidation would look like this. Yeah, you take the swing low as invalidation, and my target would actually next time be 0.3 on Pump Fun. Okay. 0.31. So this is where my target is for Pump Fun. You have this 20 daily confluence zone right here, with lower high potential from this swing high speaking. So this is where I will be targeting Pump Fun if I get the retest on Pump Fun. So I'm gonna be patiently waiting for this. I don't know if you're gonna get this or not. But I've set my alerts. This is where I'll be looking for longs, and also I'll be looking for longs for this on my Breakout account. So if you want to follow along, this is where I will be looking for longs on Breakout. Obviously, don't forget, I always only trade based on bullish divergence and bearish divergence, right? So if there's no bullish divergence when price action gets into the zone, I'm not going to be taking this trade. Just for your info. But yeah, this is where I'll be looking for longs on Pump Fun. Nice music, thank you. I like it chill, you know. I like it chill. I like to relax. I like it entspannt. Bro, Pengu pumping hard. I entered at 0.62. Yeah, I'm gonna look at Pengu now as well. Oh, you have a nice entry. 0.62. Yo, G2, when are we gonna see you? When are we gonna see you on the stream? You're posting P&Ls after P&Ls, you know. I would like to have you on stream sometime. Yeah, you got a nice entry, big man. I would honestly move my stops break even if I were in your position. Like Pengu can definitely come back down and retest, but it should not come below this confluence zone, in my opinion. Perfect. Yeah, I would just ride this position. Don't be afraid if it comes back down. Like do not close your position if it comes back down to this confluence zone. I think this would be a healthy retest, you know, and a good strong retest. Like this retest would be for buying and not for closing anything. So yeah, I would just move my stops break even as you did, and just ride this position out. How is the weekly looking? Yeah, the weekly is actually looking really nice. It's coming off triple bullish divergence on the weekly time frame. It has been consolidating for quite some time. Yeah, this is really looking really nice. This can definitely go towards this supply zone right here. Just what? I can definitely pump like 20%. So in your case, this would be like a 25% move. I think this is pretty nice. Actually, a really nice position. Yeah, this is really nice. There's not a single thing I think that's bearish for Pengu. Like obviously it's sitting right under resistance right now, right? Which is why I'm thinking there could be a pullback right now. No, maybe pull back into this level right here, into this Woodsbot level right there, or even into this confluence zone. But this should be for buying. Like this should definitely be for buying. I want to get into position for this as well. This is looking really nice. But the question is how aggressive do you want to be? Or how aggressive can you be? Like it's sometimes so hard to trust a weekend pump. Like if you've been in crypto for quite some time, you know how a weekend pump is. You know, like the whole crypto space pumps into the weekend, and I'm just thinking I'm so scared because usually this whole pump gets retraced on Monday. So I don't like to be aggressive and chasing. But this is a real nice breakout. I guess this could be a nice retest, maybe. Like this could be a aggressive retest, right? Around 0.0648. Would be nice. I'm gonna set my stealth alerts for this, in case it does pull back. It also aligns with the retest or E size right here, so this would be a nice retest. But maybe that's not aggressive enough. Sure. Is anyone else in Pengu? Besides Big Man? Of course, G2 is in Pengu. What's your entry, Pengu? Pengu. What's your entry, G2? .0.063. Damn, you all got such good entries. I'm jealous. Yeah, this is a real nice entry as well. Yeah, you can also move your stop loss break even. Fuck, man, I am jealous, man. I'm completely flat when it comes to altcoin positions at the moment. Man, this is such a nice breakout. Fuck. I've also been watching this for quite some time, you know? Like, it always sucks when you follow a coin, but like, when this breakout happened, I was taking a walk before the stream. Like, I was outside, so I didn't even get the chance to take this trade, you know? This is what annoys me the most. When you're watching a coin and then the coin just flies away without you being able to execute on it, you know? Man, this annoys me. This would have been such a good trade for the breakout challenge. Fuck. But good for you guys. Good for you. This is a really nice trade. I think this can cook. I think this can definitely cook. Yeah, sometimes it's so unlucky, right? Like, as a trader, I don't want to have my mobile phone every time I go somewhere, you know? Sometimes I just like to keep my phone at my desk and actually enjoy some time without any screens, you know? So usually when I take a walk or something, I don't have my mobile phone with me. But it's so many times when I go outside for like the first time in a day, usually this kind of stuff happens, you know? Or when I do have my phone with me, but then I'm spending time with my girlfriend, and then I'm not really hearing the alert from on my phone, and I'm missing entries, etc. It's so annoying. Like, this triggers me so much. Like, it's so annoying. Yeah, I still live in Germany, yeah. But eventually I wanna move out from Germany, I think. I like to live in Denmark. I mean, I'm coming from the north from Germany, you know. I used to basically live right at the border of Denmark. And I've always felt home at Denmark. So I also actually speak Danish. So I like to move out to Denmark eventually. What the fuck is happening outside? I don't know if you guys can hear this, but it's raining so much. Do you watch any football? I don't. I only watch basically the World Cup. Other than that, I'm actually huge into esports. Like, I'm a huge gaming nerd. So I like to watch esports. I like to watch League of Legends, you know, Counter-Strike, this kind of stuff. I used to watch football as a child and used to play football for many years, but I never really enjoyed watching it for some reason. I did enjoy watching Haaland though. Like, Haaland was really nice to watch at this World Cup. Like, the new Norwegian blood, you know, this was so nice. Yeah, exactly, G2. Like, it happens so many times. You watch this chart for the whole day, but then you put it away once, and it's just everything happens in these 30 minutes. You know, it's so annoying. All right. So I'll be watching. I'll be watching Pengu. Oh, sorry, I just had to sneeze. I'll be watching Pengu for a aggressive retest. Let's see how the 1 hour closes, and I will formulate my opinion then. But I'm gonna be watching Pengu. Danke. I'm gonna be watching Pump Fun. I think Pump Fun is interesting as well for a setup. Bitcoin. I am in a really tight long position. Let's see how it goes. I'm not risking too much. I'm only risking like 0.3% on the breakout challenge. So it's not too much. Because it is a weekend pump after all. So I'm watching this. Other than that, Ethereum, I'm not too interested in Ethereum, to be honest. I don't think there's a reason to trade Ethereum over Bitcoin right now. For Hype is interesting, but I'm still waiting for Hype to go into 53. This is my area of interest for Hype. Like if it comes back down, and has some bullish divergence right here, this would be nice for a pump higher. But right now, Hype is not of interest for me. Like structurally speaking, it's not looking the best. And other than that, I think that's it for the market. I'm not interested in any other coins. I think Kite is also interesting. It's still sitting at macro support, like you would think this would give a bounce in some way, but so far it hasn't really bounced. Does it have? It has no bullish divergence yet, but it will probably have bullish divergence as soon as it closes 4-hour candle. But no bullish divergence on the 4-hour candle yet, so I'm gonna be staying patient on Kite as well. It is respecting the Woodsbot indicator levels pretty well so far. Right, it's holding this confluence zone pretty well. But it needs some more consolidation before there's any possible trade setup. Do you still game? I still play a lot of computer games, not as much as in my youth, but I do still play video games. I sadly don't play soccer anymore because my foot is injured for over a year now. I don't know if it's gonna be the same ever again, but I'm trying. So do you guys have any questions for me? Do you guys have any questions regarding the indicator? Do you guys have any questions regarding the tools we provide or the breakout challenge or whatever? Let me know, let me know. I'm not allowed to do any physical sport at the moment with my foot. Like, it's actually pretty bad. Sadly. Like, the only sport I'm allowed to do is to swim. So I'm allowed to swim with my foot, but that's the only thing I'm allowed to. Until it gets better. In case you haven't seen it yet, Harry Kane interview after the Mexico game. He totally lost his voice, but continues with it. I'll be watching it later. Alright, if you guys don't have any questions, I know Delio is gonna be streaming in 20 minutes, so he will be streaming right after me. He will probably have some different insight, which is always nice, right? We want to have different opinions about the market. Other than that, it's been a pretty quiet week. There hasn't happened a lot, but I do think we are gonna be seeing some nice volatility next week. So get ready for that. Make your bets, form your bias, analyze the markets. set alerts for your confluence zones, set yourself some alerts for the Woodsbot levels, and get ready. I do think this is next week is going to be an exciting time to trade. So yeah, make sure to put in the work, and I'll be seeing you guys next week. Actually, I'm going to be seeing you Monday, right? Yeah. Use stream schedule. I forgot. So I'll be seeing you guys on Monday. We're gonna trade some volatility, and other than that, Didio is gonna be coming up in 20 minutes. So if you want to join his stream, make sure to say hello from me. And yeah, thank you guys for coming, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.